We're still like a week ahead with episodes, right?
Oh yeah. We're nice and ahead. That means if there's any disasters, anything goes wrong, and if any of us gets taken by the big bad ghoulie monsters,
Krampus.
I can only hope.
Your QUACKCAST to remember us by. Hope
You
we're taken.
don't even go here. I'm just new to this. Like, I'm not taken by anybody. Like,
You'll be the last one left. It'll be the new generation. Hello and welcome to the QUACKCAST. This is QUACKCAST number 544. I'm Ozonation, and with me is Baines, Tance, and Misjudged. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. And Pit-Face.
Pit-Face.
Did I? No. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought the Jason got you already. So on this QUACKCAST, we're going to be talking about horror as a genre because of the anthology comic which just came out, which is for sale, which you can buy to support the Duck for $15. That is all on horror theme. So this is like these bastards finagled it so they could do horror comics because they all freaking love that genre. So we're going to talk about what's great about the genre and where it comes from and all the cool, groovy stuff about it.
they're finagled. They're what?
You finagled it, you bastards. So before we get into that, we've got to mention the featured comic. So the featured comic is One Big Shoe. Now, QUACKCAST picked this one out, and she's going to tell us about it now.
Hello, this is QUACKCAST, and the feature I've selected for this week is One Big Shoe by Fraggle Rockstar, and it is rated E for everyone. Here is a gem-filled cavern with a fun-fueled funny time. A modern joke suggesting a relationship between dinosaurs and petroleum, an iconic reference to the fried rice scene from The Lost Boys, the rewritten final 10 minutes of E.T., the extraterrestrial, and cameos of old-school video game favorites. The ability to relate to a majority of the comics gives a sense of having lived a complete life. One Big Shoe is a one-way train ticket to Laughter Town. The art uses an extremely gentle and vibrant color palette that is enjoyable to flip through. The comic is formatted in full pages of digital color. Join Fraggle Rockstar on a quest to make great movie references into comics and read One Big Shoe by Fraggle Rockstar, rated E.
And that was the featured comic. I hope you all enjoyed that. Okay, so next up we've got the featured music Gumwallis has given us for this week. And it's a groovy little tune. I hope you like it. And I'll just describe it now. This week Gumwallis has given us the theme to Pinkville. A relaxed cloud of sweet-smelling pink gas rolls slowly past, enveloping and ushering us into a world of dreamy, floaty joy. Light glows softly and drowsily, repeating vocals. Trancy, techno-electronica, sleepy, happy sounds. Take it away, Gumwallis, with the theme to Pinkville. Ba, 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 ba.
which is a comic by Hapopo, and it's rated M for mature.
And we're back from Gun Wallace's beautiful theme song. So, we're talking about horror because of this great horror anthology. We're chatting about the theme of horror because of the great horror anthology. You guys did this great comic together where you did all horror kind of themes. So, and there was this big push for horror themes. I wanted noir. No one, like some people wanted noir. But that wasn't the theme that was chosen. It was horror. And I'm interested. So what are your guys' favorite horror kind of themes or horror films, or what's your horror stuff? Let's talk
Oh, well, I love it. Favorite horror stories? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Like a genre or type of horror, like your niche.
In the field of horror, there are many things. Like there's thrillers, there's like body horror,
Or slasher, gore, supernatural, or paranormal possession.
Right. I've always liked the slasher. Even if it's a bad movie, I'll give it a very good try. I'll stick with it for a long time because I like the genre.
Okay.
So that's one I love. It's kind of dead, and there's not a lot of great movies in that genre, sadly enough. But
I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like I'm saying this in like a. I know that's like a corny slasher film.
Yeah.
But
that's like the 90s, the post-Scream. I love Scream, the first one. Love it. But, the more legit ones, like, your Friday the 13th. Love that series. Yeah. Halloween, I like the first movie a ton, and some of the sequels. So, stuff like that. There's a Polish movie I've watched. It's, like, probably bad. So, I don't know if I should admit this, but I've watched it, like, 3 times. I think it's called Nobody Sleeps in the Camp
Nobody
Tonight.
Sleeps
Really
in the
weird.
Woods at Night.
I think that's it, where the kids are, like, deprived of the internet. So, like, they're internet addicts or something. They go to this camp. I loved it. I thought it was very much just a bare bones like horror movie with subtitles, which is insane to watch a slasher movie with subtitles. But I really liked it.
And you watched it 3 times.
I watched it 3 times. Can we edit this out? I feel embarrassed too.
No, see,
but it was pretty cool.
Judge was showing me that on like the preview of
tonight. I show him preview of it. I'm like
an hour.
Hey,
ago.
let's watch this.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's just I like that structure. I love it. Pitt says she's watched Tropic Thunder 3 times a day.
I love Tropic Thunder, but that's not a horror film.
But I was
no.
See, that's why never fucking mind. Don't read the shit that I write over there.
I've watched that.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. You can.
I've watched it twice. Go on, Bane. Sorry.
But I love that genre. I loved the Agatha Christie, and Then There Were None, which has that similar kind of structure, with or without the whodunit element. Like as people are getting taken out one by one, it's very compelling to me. So yeah, I like that.
One.
Gory
I've seen.
Whatever.
Oh, sorry, Baines.
No worries. Go ahead.
Oh no, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was just trailing off. So go for it.
I was gonna say there's one that I like that's called The Ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like The Apostle as well. They're on net.
I haven't seen The Apostle yet, but The Ritual's really good.
Yeah, I love that one. Like it was just like it's like bunch of friends go on a kind of memorial thing to I think it's Sweden. I think from memory.
Somewhere up around there.
It's in the mountains. Yeah.
But end up like, you know, there's lots of kind of emotional turmoil within the group over stuff, and then some supernatural things happen, and it's just a really different kind of, yeah, I just really liked it. It was just not your real common kind of film you would expect. Like, I just...
Yeah.
And there's a supernatural monster at the heart of it.
I said
There is.
supernatural stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say I'm not a spoiler, okay? I don't do that.
But it is very good. I think it was refreshing to me because now it's been a while since I've seen The Ritual, but it never felt like it was too contrived or anything like that. Like
Yeah,
the things that were happening
Absolutely.
to them. Yeah, yeah. Which in turn kind of reminds me of the Ari Aster films that we've had lately, like Hereditary and Midsummer. Because those, it almost reminds me of those things, but lighter, you know? Yeah, oh, it's so good. It's so good. They capture that horror that same kind of way, that kind of visceral gut
And
horror.
you know
It's so good.
we know the exact scene we're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
oh
Yes.
my word, like,
yeah.
oh, it's so like, you don't want to say it's so good, but it is so good. Like, it is.
It is. It's well crafted. It's giving me goosebumps right now thinking about it a little bit.
You've seen this?
Yeah, I'm a completely different opinion on that film.
Yeah, he was deeply disturbed.
No, I thought
I
it was
think-
lame.
Oh, yeah.
That was my opinion. I thought it was lame, but that's just me. I didn't vibe with it at all.
Are we talking about the same film? Midsummer.
Yeah.
I've heard him rant about this before, but I know it's really not your kind of movie either, Oz. Like, yeah, it's not everybody has to love it, you know. I totally
I
understand.
don't think many
Horror in
people-
particular, not everybody's gonna like.
To me, it felt like I'd seen these things. This is very 1960s anti-hippie film. It had that kind of vibe, and this is what they did a lot of films in the 1960s as they made them anti-hippie, and they made them exactly that way. And it was like, oh my god, this is like going back in time and seeing one of those films, and they're just like unknowingly reproducing that kind of genre. It's so weird.
How do you
Because-
mean? I'm just trying to understand what.
Well, they would, like, in the 60s, there was, like, a bit of a backlash against hippies. And hippies were seen as
Yeah,
being,
I
like,
understand this,
weird.
but in the context of this, though, I just want to.
Well, so the idea is, like, you know, peace and love, and everything's like, oh, yeah, flowers and flower power, but there's a dark horror undercurrent below it, and that's, like, that film.
But it kind
But
of. It wasn't. Well, when they did murder
But,
like
like,
the other
mystery
people.
I mean, we can't do spoilers, but...
I just said murder other people. Like, I'm not. Don't. Ah! No,
You see
but
what
there
I did
was
there?
a whole. No, but see, in their community, like, it was all. Like, it was the cycle of their life. It wasn't disrupted by anything, like, until.
Yeah.
Other people were there and didn't understand, and
Yeah,
Any-
I think it's far more one of those things that, you know, people trespass where they're not supposed to trespass. That's much more what I get out of it. And then, well, we can't talk about the ending, but without going into any details, it's very much up into your interpretation whether it's a good ending or a bad ending, you know, in regards to this character. And I don't know, I think you're painting it with a little bit too broad of a brush. Oz. But I mean, if that's what you get out of it, that's what you get out of it.
I'm a good painter.
You are a good painter.
But I mean, this film is not going to be for everybody that likes it's probably like bridges on horror. Like it's not. It's maybe more of like a psychological thriller, maybe. Like, but does have that horror aspect. Like when you look at the stuff that does happen, but
yeah,
it's not for everyone. So
well, then there's a Hereditary, which was just
ridiculous. I found it ridiculous, actually.
You did? So. It is very ridiculous. I kind of loved it for being ridiculous, though, because like they have Midsummer had this a little bit too, but this was far more in Hereditary, I think, where they have these moments that are almost verging on comical. They're so bizarre.
Okay,
but it's still unreal. Like it's weird. It has me this kind of
roof. No,
no one can see. This is like audio.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm just gonna say roof. That's it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. It's pretty bizarre.
I don't think it's a spoiler to say, but one of the
like what the fuck was that?
One of the major themes about that film, I mean, yeah,
that failed it for me.
Like beheading is the main theme with Hereditary. It's all about. It's not a spoiler because that is just like.
It really is not a spoiler. I haven't seen it, and I know the beheading happens, so it's not a spoiler.
They get a lot ahead.
Well, actually, I'll just say it's not the complete spoiler.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's plenty of people who haven't seen it, so I think like we could mention it, but not go into detail about like what happens.
Yeah, I mean, just
and
by
you
saying
don't know if that was an actual what you said, because I'm not going to repeat a spoil.
Well, just by saying that, people would automatically think like, swords and chopping and that, but that never happens. It's different kind of.
And there wasn't a sword and chopping, by the way.
No, exactly. Well, maybe we can't spoil it and say.
No, but there's fucking many times. There's things called guillotines.
Yes, true. There are. Yeah.
There are so many.
And I won't go into it, but yeah, it was.
There are many ways to behead people in movies.
And everybody has a neck, so everybody can get beheaded at some point. You don't know who it's going to be.
Exactly.
Oh, everybody has a neck except Russell Crowe in his latest film.
You can actually be technically decapitated and still have your head on in a medical thing, like
technically,
if you have like you've basically
like
had like everything's been severed, like from a severe car accident, like or something, and you get such bad, the impact is so severe that everything is severed, but you're still intact. That's internal decapitation, like.
Oh, I understand what you mean. So that it's detached, but it seems
your spinal cord and everything, like that's still possible. Well, it happens.
It does happen. Yes.
Yeah, I like it. It does. Yes, it does happen. I love it.
All this time that we have been talking, I was trying to think, like, I don't think of myself as like a huge horror connoisseur, but which movies that fall under the category of horror I really enjoy, because the one that really scared the hell out of me, of course I was like, I think 10, 11, was Poltergeist. and
Mm.
like I remember it scarred me for at least my next birthday.
You want to hear something that'll make it worse?
Yes, please.
Do you remember the scene where she is in the pool that hasn't been built yet with the skeletons? She falls in. Those were real.
Oh yeah, I know. When
you
I
know that?
learned
Okay.
about it, I don't know about that. And when I learned about that, I was like,
She's scarred
Honestly.
again.
honestly, and I could say
Sorry, that's not funny.
I was not scared, I was mildly intrigued. So I don't know what that says about me. But anyway, the ones that I really did enjoy were things that can have the body horror and stuff like that, but they really mess with your head in the sense that the way that you anticipate things or aren't sure exactly what's going to happen. So one of them was Get Out, one of the most recent ones that I have seen.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed that one.
Have we seen Get Out?
The other one was The
I've
Hunt.
seen it.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
if
if you
you
have.
have seen it. Oh, the Get Out. Get Out is the one. Like I don't know if I should spoil anything, but
No.
it starts very, very quaint and picturesque.
It's like the family
nice.
comes up the driveway. Is it that? Like-
It's the mixed race couple that goes
Yeah.
with the family.
The black guy goes to visit his white girlfriend's family.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it
That was
starts
pretty
very
good.
No,
nice,
I'm thinking of Us.
Yeah, no.
I
I
haven't seen that yet.
Oh, is
So,
Get Out
the other one that-
like The Strangers?
Oh, good.
It's the one where like they're getting harassed by people and like killed for no reason.
The movie Us.
No, Get Out.
No, it's not harassment. It's like they lure in people for specific purposes. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It's one of these newer movies. I say these like I don't like it. I actually like that movie a lot. But a lot of newer horror movies have these kind of like things you can read into them. Like It Follows was really good too, and that has a bit of kind of an analogy to it as well.
I didn't like the beginning. I thought it was really, really cheesy. I turned it off after about 10
Did you?
minutes.
Yeah, you might have found it really cheesy.
I loved it that it was so cheesy.
No,
That was
too much
yes.
cheese. Too much. I'm
other
lactose
one-
intolerant.
the other one that I really liked was The Thing. If we go way back.
Oh, The Thing is one of
Oh,
the
The
John
Thing is
Carpenter's The Thing,
brilliant.
because there was
Yes.
an original The Thing before that. But
No,
John Carpenter's The Thing. That's one of my favorite horror movies too.
Yeah,
That is-
I really liked that one. That was
is
amazing.
disgusting but brilliant. It's just amazing
Yes.
thriller.
That's exactly.
Have you seen The Thing?
The
Yeah, and
original
also-
one, not the new. If
John
there's a new one,
Carpenter
I
in the
will
80s.
see.
Oh yeah, like
And Kurt Russell.
Kirk Russell.
Kurt
Yeah,
Russell.
I've
Yeah,
seen that one,
Yeah.
but is there a new? There's a new. Is
No, so the Kurt Russell
did a
one is
sequel
actually a
to it.
remake of an older movie.
no, I've seen
Yeah.
the original, but I know that he's in the next one. But I
Oh yeah.
think I turned it off. I have
Oh,
this
did you?
thing where if I don't like something, I turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's understandable.
It's a good idea.
And the other one that I really liked, although I generally don't like that particular genre, I loved this one, was Train to Busan, which is basically a zombie movie. But it is perfect because
It's the best.
yes, it's basically zombies on a train. That's all it is.
Not snakes
And
on a
it's-
plane.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's a good pitch. I want to see it.
It's brilliant.
What? You
You
not
will
seen
love
Train
it.
to Busan?
No, I can't believe I haven't.
Oh,
have to see.
hi.
There's too many movies
How-
in the world to see.
Hi.
How
list is
how
like
can
40
I
miles
say
long.
that you have?
Oh, hi. Oh no, that's just the expression. Sorry, not how I was saying. Like, don't worry about it. It's fine. But no, it's really good. You're so right, Tans. It's really good.
Just don't see Train to Busan 2. Has nothing to do with the original masterpiece. It's Train to Busan is a lightning in a bottle. It's that good. It's a flawless, in my opinion, movie. Like there's everything. There's good characterization. There's suspense. The zombies are bleep terrifying. The like everything.
Great.
Everything is awesome.
What did you guys
Without-
think of? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, just as I will finish, without gratuitous gore, although there is a lot of gore, but it doesn't feel like a cheap thrill, like they are just throwing it at the screen for you to just have a reaction. It feels very warranted, let's say. So yeah.
I was just going to ask, what do you guys think of the whole like Insidious, Conjuring, these kind of
I haven't really
things that are.
gotten into
Tans is not into them.
Yeah.
No, like because I'm quite into Bloom House. I like their horror.
Yeah.
They even do a collaboration with a director from India as well, and have made like some films as well. Like, so I'm just wondering what you guys think of. Is it because it's like you're just not into that kind of area of or that genre of
Personally-
horror, or was
Personally, they just didn't hold my interest. I really like the genre, actually. One of the best, it's not a movie, it's a series that I have seen that is like horror, supernatural, existential / religious horror, with possessions and stuff like that, is Korean, and it is called The Guest.
yes. I'm the biggest Korean freak over like everything. Half my Netflix
Finally,
is
someone
Korean.
understands
South Korean. I should
South
South
Korean,
Korean.
yeah.
Because
North
what we're getting
Korean-
from North Korea.
North Korea, okay. And this is going to be a diss, but if you want to be horrified, just watch the annual North Korean celebration of Kim Jong-un's birthday. Like, that's all you need. That's horror.
I don't need
But-
that.
That aside, if you really like that sort of genre, The Guest is one of the best series of possession and discussion of religion, because it has at least three religions, to be honest, that have to deal with the same possession, and that's awesome for me. I loved it. And of course, you have the Korean school of acting, which I absolutely adore. I think it's far superior to Hollywood right now. So,
Oh, I love that you're into
Great.
Korean stuff. Like, that's so cool for me. Like, I am just, my Netflix is like
Tans is
Russian, Korean, and
crazy
then
Korean.
occasional English something.
I have seen insanely many Korean series, like insanely many. So, you name it.
Be
I have
careful,
watched
Oz. I think
it.
someone's about to steal your girlfriend. Or you might not be. I don't know if you guys are together. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that.
We are
So
exes and seeing each other again. So
that's fair.
Nice.
but yeah, the
So-
Korean stuff is pretty juicy. So there's I mean, even like the Korean stuff that is had a lot of awards recently. What was it? Parasite. That's meant to have horror
Oh, that was so good.
parts to it.
I love
I
that.
need to see that.
You have to say that.
I know I do. Everybody knows it. Listen, there's so many fucking movies out there in the world, and everybody's like, "You've got to see this, you've got to see that." I'm like, "Girl, give me time."
So, I mean,
And the
only so many
thing
days.
about it is that in Parasite, the horror is in very small.
Oh, Sweet
But-
Home. Sweet Home.
Sweet Home. Oh,
You.
is it the one with the? I think I've seen that. I think I have seen that one.
I know. It's a bit like,
Yeah.
a bit like, but still, like, I appreciated it. I appreciate it. It's good. You know, like it's, it's got its moment.
Yes.
Speaking of horror films, the one that I liked was fairly recent. Well, not that recent. It was The Nun, and I liked that because it was so cheesy. It reminded me of mid 1980s horror films. It was so cheesy and just silly and supernatural. Like you had all those effects, like someone just magically ends up inside a coffin and he's trying to fight his way out.
And ding 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 ding.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
And
like,
the token guy who's like sleaze bag or something, and then he's like, and then like try to save the day or something, like
it was all a cliche.
whatever you do.
And it wasn't trying to be a spoof of the cliches, and it wasn't trying to like, we're trying to do an 80s thing. It was just 80s without even trying. It had all the effects.
It was
and everything.
actually though, yeah, in the graveyard, like, and all that shit. It was like fucking almost Evil Dead too. Like, no, I won't go that far.
But yeah, it was just so good because it was bad, and I loved it. So yeah.
A lot of those movies, I mean, I can't say a lot because I haven't seen a lot of that franchise. I've only seen a few of those movies, but I think the thing that draws people to them is they very much have like a fun house feel to them. Like, you walk through it and there's all these like things jumping out at you and shit, and all these colors and stimulants and stuff like that. And yeah, so I could totally see why people would really latch on to a series like that. I might give them another chance one day. I don't remember hating it. I would try it again. Yeah.
I think I do like the Conjuring series, like, or their whole link of movies, because I like James Wan, like as like a from Saw, and I just and Vera Farmiga as well. I think she's amazing, like as an actress. Like I think she gives a really, I don't want to be like, she's so authentic, but I do think she gives a very good, like, I think she does give a really good performance, like, in the films, like, whether it's stupid or not and whatever, but I think you get sometimes captivated by a particular person and want to follow what's going on, like, so that's and the horror in there is not actually that bad, it's like, it's pretty like some people like just shit themselves like thinking about it. Like, and I used to go to sleep with it on in the background because I'm whatever. I'm a bit odd, so fuck it. Don't care.
What about I mean, have you ever seen what is that? Friday the 13th. Yeah, that's the film that like Pete and Tance always. That's their Star Wars. They always talk about that.
Yeah, who has not seen?
Especially.
What do you feel about that series of films?
Good, like it's aged.
Yeah, definitely.
And the
Definitely.
you know, it's like a VHS, but
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
And
it has its ups and downs.
It's got its like a hallmark place in horror. It's set that genre in a way, like Psycho as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll always love the
classic.
Friday the 13th
Of course.
movies. They hit a certain spot, but when it comes to like if somebody comes up to me and says like recommend a horror movie that is what you would consider to be quintessential horror, I'd probably be more likely to actually recommend Texas Chainsaw Massacre or or maybe the first Halloween movie, the first two maybe. Because those to me are far more like.
I'm not as good about Halloween as Friday the 13th. I'm not like I appreciate them both.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And
Halloween's just a bit.
second-
It's just goes a bit on a tangent. Like
How about there was one horror movie, that took itself seriously, or at least I thought it took itself seriously, but it made me laugh rather than being horrified, and that is House of Wax. If you
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's hilarious.
One
Like, I
Paris
actually
Hilton.
laughed.
Oh, I was
She's in it.
I was thinking like, didn't they do one with Hammer Horror and the guy with the little mustache?
I don't remember who
This
was
is how most of our conversations go. The guy with the thing.
Yeah, every episode of this also.
You know the tall guy with the
hat and the thing
Oh, God,
and the thing and this. Remember the guy? And it's just
The
repeating.
tall guy
you
in the
know
hat. Are you talking about the Babadook?
no the like
No.
in the 1970s.
No, I have the hat. Sorry.
The 1960s. The famous guy what the frick is his name?
Hitchcock.
No, you're gonna drive me crazy because
Vincent Price.
Vincent Price. Didn't he do a house?
the tall guy in the hat.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I had
Because
a brain
this would
block.
have been going on for a long time.
Didn't he do a house of
Spasiba.
wax thing? Like, okay.
Oh my
so-
God.
So,
Why? Because he looks
We
like
have
wax.
forgotten-
Because there's a wax feature of him.
No, he did a famous thing about the whole wax and like there's a psycho in sorry, go on with what you're talking about.
Yes, please,
Right.
Tance, please continue with your House
I'm
of
a
Wax.
little but in House of Wax you have these frivolous young people who basically their car breaks down and they of course split up, and some of them go looking for help in a place where it looks abandoned, but there are wax wax sculptures everywhere.
It's like an old wax
Stuff like that.
museum or something.
Yeah, it starts like the introduction even is a little bit Like I didn't laugh at it, but it made me be like, okay, are we like, is this how you're going to start your movie? Because it shows this little kid in a you see the kid like from the chest down, strapped into a high chair and being beaten up or something like that, and then there was walks out of the blue, and then supposedly we're supposed to understand that this kid grew up and had an infatuation with making rocks statues out of living people. So you have these kids getting progressively turned into wax figurines, but they are alive from the inside. And it's really campy and it's fun to watch with friends, but not for horrific reasons. And I remember there's this one scene where the one of the guys is like frozen in place, like as a wax figurine, and his friend tries to understand if he's alive or not, and he sort of taps on the wax, and the wax cracks and starts peeling off, but it peels off with the that's the one.
No,
And
this is
peels off-
1953. This is the original.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Because I just saw House of Wax.
with Vincent Price.
And so it peels off together with the wax all of his tissue and muscles so that we can see the teeth through the cheek. But it's so it's
What
done in
the-
a way. It's not done in a way that horrifies you. It looks weirdly silly. I don't know why it made me laugh, but it made me laugh, and I don't laugh at these things.
No, it sounds weirdly silly though. Like for them to do it,
Yeah.
like
And it's so they don't make logical decisions. It's like, oh, we have lost half our friends.
Paris Hilton is in the
explode them
movie.
all.
It's not like
Let's not call the cops. Let's not flee and get help. Let's just
let's run upstairs.
There's a
Yes.
knife. Run towards
on
it.
our own, unarmed, without anyone. That sort of thing.
Hang on, there's all these noises happening. Hello?
Yeah.
Let's split up.
Yeah.
They always do that in horror films.
Honor you guys.
Yeah.
I don't care, guys.
You
I'm
just
leaving. You're the next one dead.
I'm just gonna quickly take a quick dip in the lake.
Yes.
Let's go out
yes.
naked in the middle of like a murder scene.
Yeah, just a quick skinny dip in the.
Yes,
On my own.
exactly. Can I just ask though, what's your opinion on the social media influence on horror films, like them being the whole Unfriended and these the horror films that involve social media?
Oh, I haven't seen those
Yeah,
yet.
I haven't
Seen them either. Any of them.
I would probably laugh. Probably.
Okay, Unfriended and Unfriended Deep Web.
Deep web.
Don't. It's good. No, I'm saying, hey, it's different. Just give it a go. Why
Okay.
not?
It's better than it
Don't
seems.
wait. Go. Just look at it. See if you like it. But also,
I've heard of them.
there's another one, Truth or Dare. Oh, and
Oh, I've heard of that.
yeah, that is so good. Because they do this face in it that is so fucked up. They're like,
Like troll face?
it's like the smile is up like crazy up like this.
Oh, yeah. I did see that one, actually. Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, another one that I
All right.
the
Don't lie.
other one that I like, and not many horror fans like it, but I liked it. was Ghost Ship.
Old school. Well, not old school, but
Yeah.
90s.
That's it.
Which is basically about this demon sort of guy who goes around with this ghost ship and then tempts people to bring out their worst selves and then kills them to collect their souls.
We're
And
getting
there are
into,
like a lot of ghosts in the ship.
What is it?
And,
13.
13 Ghosts?
Yeah, this is like 13 Ghosts
Mm.
and
I think
Echoes,
it's by
kind
the
of.
same guy. Yeah, I think it's written or produced or, I don't know, directed by the same person. Ghost Ship and 13 Ghosts. I think so.
Interesting.
Cool.
Actually, I was just gonna say, what do you guys like better, supernatural horror or like more realistic horror? So, like,
Well, like slasher gore stuff.
yeah, but say like Halloween and Friday the 13th are slasher, but they're supernatural slasher. But then you have like
Like
more-
Silence of the Lambs and stuff, would you say is like more realistic?
I would, yeah, and Unhinged.
I would say I'd like for me that's a psychological thriller for me.
Yeah, you
I
would
don't
classify
see
it
it
as
as
horror.
with aspects of horror as well. Like
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's reasonable.
Yeah. I would say
that's
that.
but that's my opinion. So
But you
Yeah.
can
Yeah, I
have
think so.
horror that's like you know, without the supernatural stuff, you know, like Human Centipede, or that's another aspect.
Ew.
yeah.
But they
Yeah, so like intense gore, like just fucked up murdering people in a house for whatever.
Oh my god, now
Depending on the movie, just a lot of things affect whether I like something or not. So it's kind of hard for me to say wholesale, like, do I like this or this? I tend, some of my favorite horror, I guess I would probably fall a little bit more on the supernatural side, because some of my favorite horror is like the old kind of stuff from the 70s, like The Exorcist or The Sentinel, or like The Omen and stuff like that, which
And you
those are all
said
supernatural.
The
So,
Omen, yeah.
Like Poltergeist, Exorcist.
yeah.
yeah.
Amityville.
Rosemary's Baby as well.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Is that one?
So those, and Rosemary's Baby, I could almost say
Oh,
is
yeah.
more of a realistic horror, maybe, because that's one of those movies where you're just not sure what
Yeah.
side of the coin that it falls on.
Yeah.
It's very
It's right
good
on the
movie.
fence. Yeah.
That's
And
clever,
some of the old
Rosemary's
Italian horror is really good too.
Baby.
A lot of the old
Dario
Italian
Argento.
horror, like zombie and stuff like that, also falls in the very cheesy side.
Wreck!
Yeah.
Wreck! I know it's not Italian. I was just like
Oh, what
thinking
was
of
it?
international horror stuff, and I was like, oh, Wreck! Oh, the best! Like,
What's Rick?
it's like
Rat.
it's like
Never heard of it.
quarantine. Like, have you seen the
Oh yeah, Rec. REC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
It's like have you seen the Quarantine? Didn't they do like a remake of it in like US
Yeah.
version?
I
Yeah.
think so.
You know,
Okay.
I think
So
Quarantine
it's
is a remake of Rec.
yeah, so it's like basically apartment building, and then someone's ill or something, and then it's all like shit breaks out, like breaks loose, people come in and bang, but it's like it is like there's a whole like 4 movies out of it, and it's good.
It's good.
4 movies
Yeah.
out of it.
Like they're not bad, like they are not. It's not like you're dragging this out to be something like it's
We have
actually.
forgotten to mention, and I think that we should, the Dracula movies, guys.
Oh, of course.
And that's a sequel.
Well, yeah. So, like, I mean, with that, we could bring up all of the classic monster movies, because in that bag, you also kind of get like Frankenstein and the Wolfman
Yeah.
and all the stuff you see in Halloween. Bats.
Twilight.
Ah!
Actually, actually, it's weird that they started out as horror films. I mean, obviously Twilight is just being silly, but they
That's
started
not
out.
horror. That's fucking.
That's not
It's a
horror.
romance.
That's
It's horrible,
teenagers
but-
like
It was a joke.
It is horrific.
He knows what he's
doing
doing.
whatever
He knows what he's
teenagers do. Okay, I'm not.
But I'm just thinking they started out as horror, but they transitioned into like supernatural action. So now we have things like Underworld, and we have all these werewolf films.
Underworld was
that
before
are-
Twilight.
No, I'm
Yes.
saying that I'm not relating it to Twilight. I'm saying that
I
monster films became
think so.
action films. So yeah, now vampires are like superheroes, and like the Mummy. The Mummy started out.
Yeah,
as-
with Brendan Fraser.
But before that, like in the
I know,
50s
but
and
Brendan
60s,
Fraser's so stupid, but he's so funny in that
Yeah.
movie.
like Mummy films were horror films, but then we have like Brendan Fraser, and it's a fun action film. It's the coolest film ever.
Yeah.
So
Not the coolest film ever.
well, it's pretty
The other
good.
guys is probably
Oh, the other guys is very good.
No,
Cooler
another
than
horror
that.
that I always like is the other. Speaking, the others with Nicole Kidman,
yes.
which
Yes.
is top notch, like messing with your mind. Like
That's your more like stylish, like almost literary kind of horror.
I love the
you could
whole.
say. Yeah, it was good.
I love the whole Victorian post-mortem photography kind of like aspect to it. Like
Yeah.
so good.
Sort of Sixth Sense-ian
Yeah.
kind of.
That actually,
Yeah,
when you were
same.
speaking before, sorry, just something that scared you, Tans, I think. You're saying, when I was about 11 or something, I went to see The Sixth Sense with my adoptive father, and that actually scared me.
yeah,
It scared me.
It was
I've
good,
actually
man.
liked- yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Like,
Did you see Dead People?
and I was like, ah! Why is she in there? Why is she poisoning her stepdaughter? What's happening? Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Mostly, I remember like in Sixth Sense, it did like give me a little bit of heebie-jeebies, but not really. Like, it didn't scare me. I just didn't like the gore on the ghosts. Like I just somehow it put me off in a weird way. Like, but yeah, it did get a reaction out of me.
it scared me in a
Yeah.
way that it was like people, like there are people that would with like, Munchausen by proxy and this bleach in the fucking food and then the girls like vomiting at the boys saying, help
Yeah.
me.
Uh,
I'm like going at home like,
the part where, yeah.
and then is someone gonna jump out and ask me for help? Like, what's going on? Is this what kids go through? Like, normally, I'm his age or something. Like,
The one thing I will also say, and this is a brag, I'm not even trying to hide it, and I pissed off that the guys I went with, that the moment it switched from Bruce Willis getting shot to him, walking around and stuff, I said, like, he's a ghost. And I pissed off everyone.
Nice.
but I even thought this,
Exactly.
like, at the beginning of even seeing it in the, oh god, that was okay, I didn't give the spoiler away.
No, I have a, like, I don't do it on purpose, but I have a bad,
I suppose
But
it's old
like
enough
now-
though, so
yeah, I
If
have
you're not saying
now
it, like-
toned it down a lot, but back in the day, I just ran my mouth off whenever I felt that something was happening, like, That's what's happening with it.
I cannot
And-
watch
and-
movies with people like that. I will
Yeah.
kill you.
Oh,
I
what?
don't
People
think
going
so.
like, bah, 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 bah.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
get
I'm like
anymore.
this. I'm so bad. I'm like, what you doing?
Yeah.
Что ты делаешь? Why are you doing that?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
and also like he's a bad guy, or like he did it. like, yeah, people hated me, and I learned not to just gasp and say things.
I love to do it.
Then I just gasped, and they learned the moment I was gasping. It's like, shut up. Don't say it. And I,
It's
and I
like someone popcorn in your mouth.
yeah. But yeah.
you should see how high he jumps.
Why not? I mean, that's the point of horror. Horror is supposed to make you jump and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a Mexican jumping bean. It's like, this. He's
Jumping
all
bean
over
of
the
colour.
place.
Jumping bean
The
of
other
color.
thing I want to
No, I said Mexican. It's the nationality. Thank
the
you.
Mexican. The one thing I want to mention for horror, like I think it deserves at least an honorable mention, is the whodunit with horrific elements. Usually,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like Seven or
Scream.
things like that.
Antichrist.
Yeah, and one.
Antichrist.
And one of the
I haven't seen it. I haven't had the guts to see Antichrist yet.
Nor have
I haven't seen it either. I didn't know it existed.
I. Isn't that the one with
Now I do.
It's that
Oh,
Lars,
yeah, they
Lars von
actually
Trier
fuck.
movie, right?
They actually fuck. It's true. Willem Dafoe and Charlotte Gainsborough actually fuck.
I think they have porn stars as
So
their
the
body
scene,
doubles.
no, they don't. They fuck.
Yeah.
They admitted it.
Okay.
So the sex scene in the film,
in Antichrist.
But she was still acting all the way
don't
through.
care if that's a spoiler because they've released it in an interview. So fuck off. Like,
Alright.
no, but they have. Like they said, they fucked.
I don't know. For some reason, I don't want to see that at all. That's just.
I don't know what it is about. It depends. It depends.
I mean,
It's-
if that's
It's
what
a
they wanted to do,
psychological
then
breakdown of like a wife who's lost a child, and the writer, I think he's a writer if I remember correctly, takes her, you know, away to like a cabin, or like they go to get away,
Mm-hmm.
but basically psychosis
Yeah.
take
Why is it
over.
called Antichrist?
And
isn't it the Lars von Trier?
pretty bad shit happened.
Lars von Trier,
Mm.
who is
Okay, yeah.
Actually-
Oh, it's
I've heard
okay.
it, that it's
You-
it's pretty.
Oh!
You said that. That's
He
okay.
do the what is it? This is house that Jack built.
I haven't seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing
I-
about
I-
Lars von Trier.
I want to mention one movie that I feel is like nobody knows it, and I think it's really
Can I
good.
just say one thing
In,
before
uh,
that, though, Tons? I was just going to say my
Mhm.
favorite by Lars von Trier horror is the Kingdom Hospital TV series, the original Danish one. That is really, really clever as a horror series. It's Danish and it's just
Okay.
brilliant. They did an American
Interesting.
version with Stephen King doing an adaptation, but the original Lars von Trier Danish one is really cool.
Well, the Stephen King one would be like, what? What? What's happened?
And they're all come from some small town in New England. I don't know. Anyway, go on, Tance. What was? Sorry, I just wanted to.
Yeah, so the one, it's not a, like I would say you can say it's a thriller with horror elements. It's not supposed to be like, it makes you frightened, but not like with jump scares and stuff. It's more, you know, suspense and stuff. And it is a Polish movie, and it is called The Plagues of Breslau.
Oh!
Didn't hear that one either, man. You guys are hardcore horror. I thought I was the horror fan.
It's not the whole, like,
It is the best! Да! Да!
What's it called?
Пожалуйста!
The Plagues of Breslin?
Breslau.
Breslau.
Or I don't know how to pronounce Breslau. Something.
I'll
Breslau.
show you.
Oh, can't show me now.
And
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
on there.
basically a far more superior film in the vein of Seven.
Ah.
So highly recommended.
Okay, so Seven is a film about a serial killer, pretty much, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh
that.
my god! Sorry, IMDb only give it 5.8.
Out of 10.
Yeah, okay, nobody cares. It's a very
I
good
know, that's why I'm going
movie.
So, all right.
like bullshit. It's fucking great movie.
Yeah.
So Seven, the whole thing about that is the serial killer doing the killings with the themes of the seven deadly sins. With,
Is-
Yeah.
It's Polish serial killer, but it's about a police officer who's like tracking them because they do it based on the seven deadly sins, but they have to get them by 6 o'clock
right.
every night.
And it's not exactly the it is the seven deadly sins, but through a Polish urban legend or legend.
Yes,
So
yes,
the plagues
that's
of
right.
Breslau, yes, the plagues of Breslau is because each murder is a plague. So it's very creative. That's what I'm going to say. And the ending,
So it's a
It's one of the
plot
endings
within a plot.
yeah, and the ending, I have to say, is one of the things that I didn't predict because it tricked me. Like I thought I knew the killer,
Oh.
but then I said, okay, probably I was mistaken. And then I was surprised because that was the killer, but the way they are revealed is
And then the end,
very
but then
Yes.
just how
yes, that is a
how it
super
evolved
iconic.
at the
Yeah.
end, you not
Very
expect it to
good.
be like that. Yeah.
Yes,
I
that
was
was
like,
awesome.
uh-huh.
Yes,
Hmm.
perfect. And if you like generally, elements of horror within a thriller, suspenseful, high-octane series, I would also recommend Lamant. It's a French.
Yes! French! This one. The mother.
I didn't know that we have seen so many similar.
The mantis.
But yeah, Lamant is perfect. Because
See, I fucking watch everything, trust me. If it's horror, I fucking watch.
yeah, and the horror in Lamant is not really like there is of course the gore. There is some gore, around the murders and everything. But the
Psychological.
horror, the horror lies within the origin story of the serial killer. That's the true horror,
Is it-
and I have the utmost respect for whoever wrote this.
is it
like,
too
that
much
was
possessed
perfect,
and
right?
mother goes mad.
No possession, nothing.
There is nothing supernatural.
That's why she's not in. Oh well,
Yes.
she's in. Well, she's like a
Yeah, Lamant,
serial
in,
killer,
French,
like
yeah,
and but
it's a female serial killer, and she's called Lamant, which means the praying mantis. So she's good. I love her. She's one of
Because-
my favorite
Eh,
villains.
after
Love her.
like female praying mantis
Yeah,
or
kills
praying
them.
mantis, praying
The
mantis
head of the husband.
eat the
Praying
heads of
mantises.
the male ones after
Yeah,
whatever, but
yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah,
symbology, as in
I think
like,
I've seen
Yes.
it.
as in like there's a series.
Yeah, I think I saw it. Not all the way through, but I saw it I saw the last episode.
Oh, you would have seen it here then,
Yeah.
because I was
What is
watching
the
it.
last episode is what ties everything together. Like,
Yeah,
You have to see
yeah,
the
I
last
did see it.
episode. Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's the style that I really like. I really love that sort of plot and the excellent execution, good dialogue, a lot of suspense. Perfect. Love it.
And this cinematography as well was
Beautiful.
and oh,
except for the last scene. That bit of cinematography there was. I can't spoil it.
so don't.
I like that.
No, don't spoil it. Yeah, I wrote all these down. And then we'll see
Don't
these.
listen to us. It was perfect until the end.
Yeah, when it wasn't perfect.
Oh,
All right, we got to wrap this up now.
Oh,
Oh,
actually, I've got one more just to say. I just need to double check how to say it because it in Spanish. What is it?
Espanol.
La Llorona. No, that's not it.
Could have been. I was wondering if that.
Vaya con Dios.
I think there's been a few La Llorona movies to come out lately.
Oh, have there? Okay.
Yeah.
Hablo
I thought so.
español.
I can't even say no in Spanish.
I don't even know if that was completely correct. It probably completely wasn't, but
Nine.
hablo español. Something
se
like that.
habla español. Se habla
You
español.
said it right.
It sounded
Mhm.
all right.
To me, I have no idea, but yeah, it sounded like I imagine watching Sesame Street, and if they were talking that way, I'd be like, yeah, seems legit.
Oh,
I don't know. No, I
Estoy
do not know any Spanish horror films.
horror film.
Spanish films are fun, usually a bit too sexy. Like often they are, you know.
How is it possible for us to say that something is too sexy?
Yeah.
That's beyond me.
Well,
Ah,
watch an Almeida
The-
War film. and
the
you'll-
influencia.
Okay.
Or the influence. The influence.
Influence.
So give us a précis of the influence. Give us a summary.
So, like, this lady goes away from her home when she's like, a teen actually, and comes back because to help the sister because the mother is bedridden. Bit of underlying kind of maybe vibe there that there's something not right, you know, and then just shit gets fucked up. It is pretty fucked, like, and it preys on it. She brings her daughter back as well, so it shit, you know, it's like starts to happen to her daughter, like.
Okay.
It influences her daughter. There's like dark stuff and
Okay.
yeah.
Man, this is a great little list.
This
Of
is
stuff.
one where someone is an author.
I'll look up this stuff.
This is-
Yeah, different film. I've shown you too many.
Oh, we better wrap it up now because we're going a bit over time. So yeah, we'll wrap it up. Anyway, so horror is a very wide ocean of different aspects and themes, and there's something in there for everyone. For me, I like the more supernatural stuff, and the more far-fetched and silly, the better, because that just...
Oh.
If it's not real, then it can't hurt me, you know?
But it's not real. It's a movie.
Well, like if it's not relatable, if I can't relate to it, I find it more entertaining because it's not as horror to me.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What's your what are you more drawn to than anything else? Like as a conclusion.
If it is intelligent, I don't care.
Okay, intelligence.
And I know it sounds very elitist, but if it draws me in and it's well thought of and set up, I'm in. It's fine.
Okay. Intelligence. What about you, Pete?
It can kind of depend on what kind of mood I'm in. Sometimes I like stuff that's a little bit more fun. Or sometimes I want something that is legitimately freaky, but I don't know. It just kind of changes. My answer would be more with what I said earlier.
Too varied.
It's hard to just kind of define it. Huh?
Yeah, like you can't nail it down because your interest is so wide. So it just depends on your mood, like you say.
Yeah, just throw shit at a wall and see what works, and then if I like it, I like
throw
it.
blood at the wall and see what sticks.
Personally, I think a lot of shit that I've been through in my life, I look for horror films to see if anything scares me.
Mm.
Well, yeah.
And I don't find anything yet. Don't mean to leave that on a sad note.
There's Baines. What's your thing, Baines? What's yours?
I definitely like a sense of fun, a sense of like sort of mythic, like larger than life stuff. I like some gritty things, but not really. Less so. So I like a sense of fun, even if it's scary. Happy ending or sad could be either, But yeah.
Oh, good on you. All right. Well, let's wrap it up then. But bye everyone from the QUACKCAST 544.
Buy and read the anthology.
Yeah,
Please.
buy the anthology. Yes.
Buy the book. Read the book.
Buy it. Wow.
And go out and buy it again.
Buy many copies for your family. All right.
And especially your grandma.
And if you don't, 3 people will die. No, I don't know.
Yeah, Baines will kill him.
You
That's
have,
why.
you have 7 days. You have 7 days to buy the anthology. Or
And then your phone will ring.
It
Yeah.
will be found in the
And there
closet
will
in the
be
cupboard.
fucking telemarketer.
Baines will crawl out of your screen with a headset on and convince you to buy stuff. Okay.
Just give you paper cuts.
Chance is the grudge.
Yay.
All right.